I'm Clare O'Beara, and I'm looking today at renewable energy. Ireland needs renewable energy, but there's a massive development planned called the Dublin Array, which will be an offshore wind farm. This is planned for Dublin Bay and just outside it on the Kish sandbank, heading north-south down the Bray sandbank. This would contain between 45 and 61 turbines. While generating our own power has to be good, I'm concerned about resident and migrant birdlife and how they'd be affected. So let's have a look at the wind farm industry. Wind energy is in use in many areas in Ireland. All but one are onshore farms. Siting them is becoming more complex due to increasing size. At sea, vanes need to be repaired by workers using suspended access, which means literally climbing a ladder inside the tower, using climbing harness and lines to dangle alongside the vertical vane. They clean the edge of salt and grime before adding a resin filler to seal the cracks. The vanes last 15 to 30 years and are not currently recyclable. They go to landfill. Birds can be killed by wind turbines. Raptors are especially badly affected. A 9-year Norwegian study found painting one vane black reduced the casualties by 72%. Migrant waterfowl are also badly affected. Studies found long rows of vanes in turbines created a barrier effect. Portuguese wind farms shut down when radar warns of flocks approaching. The turbines planned for the Dublin area offshore farm will be larger in diameter than the London Eye. Lighting these at night can also cause some complaints. I spoke to an industry insider about the UK wind industry.
My name is Ryan Mizzen. I'm an author with a Bachelor of Science degree in Climate Change and an MA in Creative Writing. I've been named as an environmental changemaker, and I've also worked in the energy efficiency and offshore wind industries. The company I worked for in the offshore wind industry specialised in providing technicians for the operations and maintenance of wind farms, and also provided crew transfer vessels to and from wind farms in the UK and Europe. I'm happy to share a few thoughts on the wind industry and its future potential. Firstly, to provide some context, we know that the world has agreed to try and keep a global rise in temperatures to 1.5 degrees Celsius, as agreed in Paris in 2015. To meet this goal, nations must rapidly decarbonise, and this will require a significant investment in renewables such as wind. In the UK, we've had some mixed signals about wind power. For example, the UK government ended subsidies for onshore wind farms in 2016, but in 2020 the government lifted this block on new onshore wind subsidies. With offshore wind, it's been a different story altogether. According to Offshore Wind magazine, the UK has the largest installed capacity of offshore wind in the world, with around 10 gigawatts currently in operation off its coasts. According to 4C Offshore, there are 160 offshore wind farm projects in the UK, of which 38 are currently operational. The UK is also home to some of the largest offshore wind farms in the world. Next year, the offshore wind farm Hornsea 2 will finish construction and come online as the world's largest offshore wind farm, producing enough electricity to power over 1.3 million homes. The growth of the industry is likely to be bolstered by Boris Johnson's commitment in October 2020 to have every home in the UK powered by offshore wind by 2030. He has boosted the UK's target of generating power from offshore wind from 30 gigawatts to 40 gigawatts by 2030. It was also announced that the government would make £160 million available to upgrade infrastructure and ports, and this is expected to generate 2,000 new construction jobs. It's fair to say then that the UK is a leader in offshore wind, and many energy companies have invested in this sector, from E.ON to RWE and Power. Other countries are now looking to the UK's expertise and are employing knowledge and resources to begin growing their own offshore wind sectors. As we head into COP26 hosted by the UK, we should remember that we have everything we need to tackle the climate crisis at our disposal. All that's lacking is the political will to implement global-scale solutions. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us that when we treat a crisis like a crisis, we can innovate and come together to achieve immense results. It's time now that the world treats the climate crisis like the emergency that it is and brings about global action, including major investments in renewable energy such as offshore wind.